Get beat up. If you don't believe what everybody believes, it's like 30s Germany. I don't know what happened. If you're not part of the group, you know what we believe is right. I go, well, I might have a problem with that.
They said, who better than a comedian to talk seriously about the integrity of the Emmy vote counting?
You know, and then what I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing, and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah.
Wow.
So as long as you understand my intent, I still get people, well, just don't say it. And I said, I'm not going to do that.
TimAllen is one of Hollywood's most outspoken voices. He has often criticized woke culture and is known for his bold comedy, never avoiding sensitive topics. He has made it clear that he won't stay silent. In this video, we will explore the major issues he has openly addressed and how they connect to his ongoing battle with woke culture, as well as the backlash he has faced. TimAllen's experience with social media has been rocky, especially on Twitter. He often posts unfiltered opinions, which leads to criticism from those who disagree with him. A single tweet from him can spark a major reaction. For example, on X, he commented on a recent assassination attempt saying, "Really had trouble processing the cowardly assassination attempt last week. The former president, like him or not, is someone's granddad, father, sibling, friend, and husband. He simply has a different opinion. Turning opposition into enemies is a radical strategy I experienced in the 60s. It turns real problem-solving into a game of winning and losing through wordplay. Seek truth, avoid false versions of it, and real solutions will appear." Another controversy started when he made a tweet that some people found offensive. Many accused him of being insensitive, and the outrage was so strong that social media exploded with calls to cancel him. The tweet included a checklist of things he enjoyed that day, mentioning Trump's win, eating steak, and laughing at liberals on Twitter. However, instead of arguing, Allen ignored the backlash and moved on. This has been a pattern throughout his career. He speaks his mind and lets things play out as they will. Aside from his social media battles, TimAllen has also criticized modern society's obsession with labels. One example is from a visit to Disneyland, where he overheard a teenager talking to his family about feeling uncertain about his identity. Allen later joked about it on social media, finding humor in how complicated identity discussions have become in today's culture.
TimAllen tends to be a problem solver, and I said, I like problem solving, period. Whoever it works with, but if you don't know what it gets paid for, I don't know who said it. We went to a fundraiser, took my mom to a fundraiser. She wanted to see a fundraiser. It happened to be a Democratic fundraiser because I'm a comedian. I get invited.
As expected, the backlash was quick. Critics accused him of ignoring serious issues like gender and identity, called him a bully, and said his humor was outdated. How did Allen respond? He simply shrugged it off. He didn't apologize or explain himself, other than saying he found the moment funny. His refusal to justify his words is a big reason why he often clashes with woke culture.
Last Man Standing. Congrats on this.
No,
because
thanks very much.
I watched it when it was on ABC,
Right.
and then all of a sudden it wasn't on ABC.
Still the 300 of the crew and everything, the same thing. We're all going, this is the best show I've ever been on. What? We're off the air. We were at the top of their game.
One of the biggest signs of Hollywood's dislike for Allen's conservative views came when ABC suddenly canceled his hit sitcom Last Man Standing. Even though it was one of the network's highest-rated shows, it was dropped in 2017 without warning. The cast and fans were shocked, and many believed the real reason was the show's conservative themes and Allen's outspoken political views. The main character, Baxter, was a conservative family man, which didn't align with a network that was leaning more toward progressive ideas. ABC never directly said politics were the reason for canceling the show, but for many fans and critics, the connection seemed obvious. To Allen, this was just another example of Hollywood trying to silence voices that don't fit into its left-leaning views.
Without anybody's permission, because I couldn't let this thing go. We had 6 stories in the can. ABC said we're going to go a different direction. I said, what, non-profitable? How's that work?
What direction is that?
Yeah, what direction's that?
They're not
Right,
making that
the
anymore.
crapper. That's a good idea.
But then Fox picks it up.
Fox picked it up.
But in typical Allen fashion, he didn't stay down for long. Fox picked up the show, allowing Last Man Standing to continue its successful run for several more seasons. the swift pickup demonstrated that there was still a strong demand for content that didn't fit the typical Hollywood mold, and that Allen's fans remained loyal despite the attempts to sideline him. Tim Allen's recent return to Disney with the Santa Claus series stirred even more controversy after being replaced by Chris Evans as the voice of Buzz Lightyear. In the movie Lightyear, many thought Allen's Disney career was over, but he came back in a big way with the Santa Clauses in typical fashion. Allen made headlines for a simple joke his character made in the show, "Merry Christmas to all." Oh, wait. Is that problematic now?
Look like that you would rip their legs off. Their Santa is just screaming the F-bomb. And quickly, Disney people came in and calmed the parents down. He says, no, what he said was fuke. It's a Swedish word. It sounds like that, but it means holiday trim.
What was meant to be a simple Christmas joke turned into a social media controversy. Critics accused Allen of making a politically divisive statement, even though the line was clearly meant to poke fun at how overly sensitive society has become about language. The fact that such a harmless joke caused so much outrage says a lot about the state of modern comedy and the challenges comedians face in today's culture. One of the key things about Allen is that he never apologizes for his jokes. This has been a big part of his approach to the cultural debates he often finds himself in. He has been inspired by comedy legends like Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce, who were known for pushing boundaries and questioning social norms. For Allen, comedy is about making people think, even if it makes them uncomfortable. He has made it clear that he never intends to hurt anyone, but rather to highlight the absurdities he sees in modern life.
Not ignorant, but sometimes I play it. We went to see the Santa Monica parade down in on Santa Monica Boulevard, the gay parade.
Oh, okay.
I thought when it was a gay, I thought when there would be floats and stuff. You don't want to take a 5-year-old to that parade. You don't want to. I'm standing on it. Say, look at the music. And look, it's a fire truck with naked men on it.
It's not.
However, in today's world, intent often gets ignored and offense takes center stage. Many comedians have toned down their acts or avoided certain topics out of fear of being canceled, but not Tim Allen. He continues to use words and phrases he grew up with, even though he knows they might cause trouble. In interviews, he has shared his frustration with the thought police mindset that forces comedians to constantly explain or justify their jokes. Allen has also spoken out about how Hollywood has changed over the years, becoming more focused on politics and less open to different viewpoints. In one interview, he compared today's Hollywood to 1930s Germany, where people were afraid to share their true opinions for fear of being punished. While some may think this comparison is too extreme, it shows how restricted Allen feels by Hollywood's push for ideological conformity.
Gay pride parades have a different tone than Disney on Ice parade.
And there's no ice for one
There's no
thing.
ice. It's a lot of new guys on vehicles. It's hard to.
So you're talking about, you do stand-up, you go around.
Allen has talked about attending events where he felt like an outsider simply because his views were different from most people there. To him, this is the biggest problem with woke culture. It expects complete loyalty to one way of thinking, and anyone who disagrees is punished. His experience attending both Republican and Democratic events, along with his strong support for veterans, shows that he doesn't fit into just one political category. And that's exactly why Hollywood's elites see him as a threat.
The fans are very upset that you're not Lightyear in this new Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, I do. Literally, the short answer is I've stayed out of this because it has nothing to do, as I said a long time ago. We talked about this many years ago. It came up in one of the sessions. I said, what a fun movie.
One of the biggest controversies in recent years was Tim Allen being replaced as the voice of Buzz Lightyear in the movie Lightyear. For decades, he had been the voice of the beloved character, so many fans were shocked when Disney chose Chris Evans instead. The decision got mixed reactions, with some wondering if it was less about Allen's acting skills and more about his political views.
But I'm not sure what the idea. I'm a plot guy.
Yeah.
This was done in 1997. It would seem to be a big adventure story, and as I see, it's not a big adventure story. It's a wonderful story.
Allen didn't make a big deal about being replaced, but his fans saw it as yet another example of Hollywood pushing him aside. However, his comeback with the Santa Clauses only proved how resilient he is. No matter how many times the industry tries to sideline him, he keeps finding new ways to connect with his audience. Looking ahead, it's clear that TimAllen isn't going anywhere. He has proven time and time again that he won't be silenced, and his fans respect him for his honesty and refusal to change for others. As Hollywood continues to debate topics like diversity, inclusion, and political correctness, Allen's style of comedy will likely remain controversial. But that's exactly what makes him so interesting.
I call it the we culture. I'm not telling anybody else how to live. I don't like that. Or like we should do this or we should do that. And then once I realized that the last president pissed people off,
For many people, TimAllen is seen as a symbol of resistance against cancel culture, someone who refuses to back down when criticized. Whether he's posting a controversial tweet, making a joke that upsets people, or starring in shows that challenge Hollywood's usual trends, Allen has shown that he's here to stay. And as long as woke culture exists, you can be sure that TimAllen will continue to push back. What do you think about celebrities speaking out against cancel culture? TimAllen has certainly made his stance clear, and despite the backlash, he isn't changing his approach. Do you agree with him, or do you think Hollywood has a point? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoy open discussions like this, don't forget to subscribe.